Downtown Denver on this last Monday of September, and this town is ready for some Rocky Mountain thunder.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome The Rock!
Denver, Colorado! Are you ready for some football? And with 75,000 involved in audience participation, the Denver Broncos come out onto the field at Invesco Stadium at Mile High, getting ready to face the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Al Michaels with John Madden. Welcome to Denver and the renewal of one of the great rivalries in the National Football League. The Denver Broncos started the season with a thud. They went to Miami, were soundly trounced by the Dolphins, but rebounded last week, came from behind to beat San Diego. They're 1-1. Big early season game. If they can win tonight, they're tied with KC for the top spot in the AFC West. If they lose, they're two back and will have dug themselves a very big early season hole. Meanwhile, the Chiefs come off a season in which they were 7-9, but finished very strongly. They had the #1 offense in the league last year, but the next to worst defense. This year they started 2-0. They almost blanked the Jets on opening day. Won last week at Oakland, trying to stay undefeated. And John, when you're #1 in offense and 31st in defense, you make a lot of changes. They did on the defensive side of the ball. So far, so good. But how do you see it playing out over time?
Well, you know, they went out and they got Sammy Knight, and they got Patrick Surtain, and they got Kendrell Bell in free agency. And then they drafted Derek Johnson. So he did something. He went out and got better players on defense. Remember, 2 years ago, they were bad on defense. So they went out and they got Gunther Cunningham as the defensive coordinator, but they didn't change the players. Dick Vermeil said last night, I think I was too patient. Now he has better players. They're tougher, they're faster, and I think their defense is going to be better, but they're going to be tested tonight.
Denver also made some changes on the defensive side to try to get a little bit better there. But what about this team? The key to their success tonight, will it be their offense or their defense?
You know, to me, anytime you talk about a Mike Shanahan offense, it's going to be about their offense. I mean, he's going to have good defense, but he's going to move the ball. Now, last week he thought he passed a little too much. In the first game against Miami, he knew he did. He said he doesn't want to put everything on Jake Plummer's shoulder. He wants to have a good mixture. He wants to be able to run the ball early, then go play action pass, bootleg, those types of things that Jake Plummer does best.
Two original AFL teams that have been meeting since 1960. Priest Holmes leading the rushing attack for Kansas City and backed up by the emerging Larry Johnson as the Chiefs come to Denver to take on the Broncos on Monday night. Now, here are tonight's FedEx Air and Ground stats. The matchup at quarterback is Kansas City's Trent Green and Denver's Jake Plummer. And on the ground, Priest Holmes of the Chiefs and Mike Anderson of the Broncos are the primary ball carriers.
Mr. Lee wants to know, what is the problem with our international shipment?
It seems the factories in China are having trouble with the customs clearance.
Any ideas? Come on. Somebody throw up a Hail Mary pass.
A Hail Mary pass, huh? Just use FedEx. They make international shipping easy.
FedEx, international shipping made easy.
An all-new full hour of Jim, Tuesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Tomorrow, a woman will be president.
I know I can do this.
The show the Washington Post calls the season's best new drama. Gina Davis and Donald Sutherland, Commander-in-Chief, premieres tomorrow, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Comcast Digital Cable with HD TV to make every ABC Monday Night Football game a great experience. Comcast, the official HD TV choice for ABC's Monday Night Football.
On this beautiful, clear 75-degree night in Denver, the Visa Skycam moving all around Invesco Field at Mile High. Dick Vermeil has won a Super Bowl. Mike Shanahan has won a pair. It's the Chiefs against the Broncos on Monday night.
With power and options that are out of sight, ABC's assembling the big game tonight. AFC West Classic neath the mountain sky. The Chiefs and the Broncos at 1 mile high. The fans are up for the ride of their life. They're coming off the line for a showdown tonight. Hit it! Come on and hit it! Come on and get ready! Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party! Al and John have the keys. Let's get this baby started. Better buckle up. Super Bowl 40's in sight. All my running friends are here for Monday night.
Some of our trucks will get the dirty jobs. Others will lead a more leisurely life.
All you want to do is use me.
Still others will save lives. And then there are those who are destined for the gridiron. At GMC, we can't be certain how you'll use our trucks and SUVs, so we engineer them all to the highest standard, professional grade.
ABC Sports, home of Super Bowl 40, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It's always been a lively crowd in Denver at the old Mile High Stadium, and this field opened across the parking lot from what was old Mile High in 2001. Capacity a little bit more than 76,000. Beautiful night. And we are ready for the Chiefs and the Broncos with Dante Hall, who is a game breaker, ready to run back the kickoff. Between punts and kickoffs in his career, he's run 9 back for touchdowns, 5 kickoffs and 4 punts, and 1 more in postseason. And Todd Sauerbrunn, acquired by Denver from Carolina. He's their punter and their kickoff man. And here we go at Mile High with a low line drive kick. Fielded a couple of yards in the end zone, and Dante Hall's going to fake a handoff. And he's tackled from behind up at the 30-yard line by Lewis Green. Let's take a look at the Chiefs' offense.
Trent Green, Indiana. Priest Holmes, Texas. Tony Richardson, Auburn. Sam Parker, Oregon.
Eddie Kennison, Louisiana State University.
Tony Gonzalez, University of California.
Jordan Black, Notre Dame.
Brian Waters, North Texas.
Casey Wigman, Iowa.
Will Shields, University of Nebraska.
Chris Bober,
Nebraska, Omaha.
One guy they are missing is the big guy. There is Willie Roaf, out with a hamstring. Hurt himself on opening day. Came out early in that game. Missed last week. Missed tonight. They think he's back next week against Philadelphia. First play of the night for Kansas City from the 30-yard line, and they give the ball to Priest Holmes. And before he can cut it back, he is tackled by Al Wilson and D.J. Williams. And let's take a look at that Bronco defense.
Courtney Brown, Penn State.
Michael Myers, Alabama. Gerard Warren, Florida Gators.
Trevor Price, Lake Howard High School.
DJ Williams, the U. Al Wilson, University of Tennessee.
Ian Gold, Michigan.
Champ Bailey, Georgia.
Nick Ferguson, Georgia Tech.
John Lynch, Stanford.
Darren Williams, O.D. Wide High School.
Williams, a rookie. He was their #1 draft choice, and he gets the start over Lenny Walls. A fake toss, and then the pass is caught in the right flat by the tight end Tony Gonzalez up to the 36-yard line. He's hit first there by Sam Brandon, and the Chiefs now have a 3rd down and 4 up at the 36.
You know, it's interesting. The Denver Broncos use 2 forms of nickel defenses. One is their regular nickel, and Lenny Walls will come in on that. And the other one is their big nickel, and that's where when the Kansas City Chiefs have 2 tight ends, they bring in a third safety, and that was Sam Brandon. And they're in big nickel right now.
Just outside the 36, called it third and a long 3. Trent Green will set up in the shotgun. Has time. Over the middle and a drop by Sammy Parker. A lot of speed, but Parker drops it, and you've got a marker down back at the 31-yard line in the area of the quarterback.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 25. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And that's Terry McCauley calling it against Nick Ferguson, who comes on the safety blitz.
You know what happened on that play, Al? They had like 4 guys on Tony Gonzalez. You're going to see Trent Green get hit here after he throws the ball. In fact, he got hit twice after he threw the ball. But they had 4 guys on Tony Gonzalez, and they had no one on Sammy Parker.
Nobody on Parker. Parker dropped it, but because of Ferguson's late hit, it's a first down, and it's a first down on a 15-yard march off all the way into Denver territory to the 48-yard line. Richardson goes in motion. He's the fullback. Stays in the block. Quick flip to the left side. That's caught by Eddie Kennison. Gain of 8. Darrent Williams makes the tackle. For Trent Green, he's 35 years old. He got a late start. He was drafted by San Diego back in '93, but spent a lot of time on the bench, and then finally emerged with Washington in '98. Would have been the Rams starter in '99. Got hurt in preseason. That opened the door for Kurt Warner, and the rest you know about. And then he eventually comes to Kansas City, and he's really made his mark. I think maybe the most underappreciated quarterback in the NFL right now. Holmes and Larry Johnson are both in the game, and they get the ball to Larry Johnson. And John, that's the two-headed monster they have going right now with Holmes and Larry Johnson.
Yeah, what they do is they'll play Priest Holmes the first 2 series, and then Larry Johnson the third. And then sometimes they'll put them both in like here. But what they do is they put Holmes outside as a receiver, split him out, and they're in single back. So they can play him one at a time, and they play every other series, or they can play them both. But when they do, they don't have a lead blocker in there. They're always going to split one of them out.
Now back to Johnson on the bench and Holmes in the backfield. 1st and 10 at the 36. Quick throw out to Parker, and as he makes the catch, he is tackled. And that's Darrent Williams, and you're going to see a lot of him. He was their top pick. Darrent Williams, punt return extraordinaire, and a guy who can make a big difference in a lot of phases of the game for them.
I watched him in practice the other night, and I was really impressed with him. This kid is going to be something special. He's a bright guy, and he has outstanding speed and quickness, and he has a lot of confidence. Now you think rookie defensive back, big game, it's going to be tough. This won't be tough for Darrent Williams.
Off the play action fake. That buys a lot of time, and then double coverage on Tony Gonzalez, and he's always going to draw a crowd, and the pass is incomplete.
Yeah, you're talking about Trent Green, Al. One of the things that he does well is stay in the pocket and handle the pocket. I think he and Tom Brady are 2 of the best quarterbacks like this. Feel in the pocket, know when to step up, let stuff happen around you, always step up. And part of that is that great middle of the offensive line that he has. And with Brian Waters at the left guard, Casey Wigman, the center, and Will Shields, the right guard, that middle 3 is as good as there is in football.
Shields has been to 10 Pro Bowls. And Green has to take a timeout to avoid a 5-yard penalty. The crowd creating that.
Prior to the play clock running out, Kansas City is charged with their first team timeout.
Timeout. Chiefs on the march. Early first quarter in Denver.
When treetops alight in fiery hues and a crisp chill hangs heavy in the air, it can mean only one thing. It is autumn, the season of miracles. A time when skeptics become believers and mere mortals become supermen. Unthinkable yardage yields to missile-like precision. Hulks of muscle and bone fold like a house of cards. Players deemed too small become giants. Distances deemed too long become trifling. Time and time again, the impossible becomes routine. There's a name for belittling the insurmountable. It's called professional grade, a higher standard to which every professional aspires. The same standard to which every GMC is engineered, like the indomitable GMC Sierra HD, with an available 605 foot-pounds of torque. Or the incredible Yukon, a full-size utility that handles tight turns with cat-like agility. Or the Envoy Denali with 300 fuel-efficient horses bred for seemingly endless stamina. No matter how you use your GMC, we engineer them all to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. GMC trucks and SUVs, we are professional grade. Autotrader.com, the smarter way to buy and sell a car. And Domino's and the new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Get the door, it's Domino's. Aerial coverage tonight being provided by Goodyear. Beautiful shot, gorgeous night, clear sky, 75 degrees. Kansas City had to take a timeout. And here comes a 3rd down and 10 now at the 36-yard line. Green under the shotgun. Price puts the pressure on, gets there, and forces the pass to be a little bit low, intended for Sammy Parker. Darren Williams covering on the play. The Broncos stiffen, and they'll get the ball.
You're going to see Trevor Price here. He's going against Chris Bober. He's a defensive end on this side right here. And you see he just starts up the field, and then he takes an inside move. See, they start up, they go inside, and then he's right there on Trent Green. You know, we're talking about how good the middle of this Kansas City offense is. They're not going to get a lot of pressure up the middle, but they can get pressure off those tackles.
Dustin Colquitt, the rookie punter, had that one bounce at about the 6th, but it skips into the end zone. And when Plummer and the Broncos go to work, it'll be from the 20-yard line with 11:19 to go in the opening period. Chiefs Broncos, no score.
If you haven't tried Coors in a while, you may have forgotten how cold and refreshing a Rocky Mountain beer can taste. So crack one open and refresh your memory.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Want to get a lot of people looking at your used car? Then list it at the #1 place people look for used cars. Autotrader.com. It's the best place for your car to get noticed by serious car buyers. Autotrader.com. The smarter way to buy and sell a car.
Pro football. A game for the ear and the eye. A 3-hour carnival of color, sound, and action.
NFL Sunday Ticket provides the most NFL games anywhere, up to 200 in total, and it's only available from DirecTV.
For the player, victory makes the game glorious. For the fan, glory is the game.
Sign up now and get 4 free months of DirecTV's best programming package. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You've waited, you've dreamed, and now it's finally back. Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster. The only time of year to enjoy all the shrimp you can eat. Don't miss Endless Shrimp right now, only at Red Lobster.
The first date.
Cheryl's a stone-cold fox.
The first kiss. The happy ending.
I'm breaking up with him tonight.
You were gonna dump me?
This will take an hour to explain. According to Jim, Tuesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
So the Denver Broncos will have the ball for the first time in the game as they come up to the line of scrimmage at the 20. 1st and 10. Mike Anderson starts as the running back. He has separated rib cartilage, but healthy enough to play and see a heavy dose of action. And they'll start with an end around with Ashley Lallee, the wide receiver with a ton of speed. And they begin with a 17-yard pickup on their first play of the night. Sammy Knight, the ex-Dolphin, in on the stop.
You see who got a block on that? Jake Plummer. That's what your quarterback has to do. If he's going to do everything, then get a block on the reverse, the handoff there, and then the other handoff. Watch Jake Plummer right there, got the block, and that's really the block that sprung Ashley Lallee. And watching them practice the other night, every big play they had, every big play thing that they had was to Ashley Ali.
Ali averaging better than 20 yards per reception last year. That is a phenomenal figure. And here is Rod Smith in his 11th year as we take a look at the Bronco starting offense.
Jake Plummer, Arizona State.
Mike Anderson, Utah.
Kyle Johnson, Syracuse.
Rod Smith, Missouri Southern State.
Ashley Lilly, Hawaii.
Steven Alexander, Oklahoma.
This is Mike Anderson again, and here is our offensive line. At left tackle, Matt Lefsis. Left guard, Ben Hamilton. Center, Tom Nalen. Right guard, Cooper Carlisle. Right tackle, George Foster.
That's a Denver tradition. It goes back to when Alex Gibbs coached the line. They don't talk to the media. They don't do introductions. You always have to have a surrogate. And tonight we thank Mike Anderson for being the surrogate. Here's Plummer throwing to the outside. That's caught by Smith, who has already caught 2 tonight. And he takes it to the 39 of Kansas City, and a flag comes in at the end of the play with a stop by Dexter McLean. Might have given him an elbow. 21-yard gain.
Grasping the face mask. Defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You're going to see here a big cushion on Rod Smith, and if there's anyone that is Jake Plummer's go-to guy, it's going to be Rod Smith. And you see how far off they are on him. You see, they let him come off, then the corner is way off. He just starts inside, goes to the outside, stops, and Jake Plummer gives him the ball. Jake Plummer says of all his receivers, he has way more confidence in Rod Smith than any other.
Rod Smith closing in on the 10,000-yard mark for his career. 55 shy coming into the game. He's already caught 2 for 24. From the 34-yard line off the long count. Play fake, buys time, over the middle, pass caught, 13-yard line by Charlie Adams, who's their number 3 receiver, tackled by Sammy Knight. And when they made Adams number 3, they had Jerry Rice in camp, and they said, Jerry, you can't be any better than 4 or 5 because we want this kid to be number 3.
You know, and every time there's a good pass, we have to start off and say, look at the protection. I mean, Jake Plummer can stand back there and look, and he threw it a little behind Waters, but he had to because he was throwing it away from the defender.
21 yards, and so back-to-back 21-yard gains through the air. Now Mike Anderson gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at the Kansas City defense tonight.
Eric Hicks, Maryland.
John Browning, West Virginia University.
Lionel Dalton, Detroit Cooley High School.
Jared Allen, Joshua Burns Preschool.
Derek Johnson, Texas.
Quigg Mitchell, South Florida. Kendra Bell, Georgia.
Pat Surtain, Southern Miss. Sammy Knight, Southern California.
Greg Wesley, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Dexter McLeon, Clemson.
Jared Allen becoming the first ever name is Preschool. Before we die, John, preschoolers will be eligible for the NFL draft. You watch. 2nd and 11, and that pass is incomplete. You got Smith out of the game as they were looking at him on the bench a moment ago, and Darius Watts is now in the game, 17, and there is Rod.
You see him coming back in. You know, it was interesting. We saw Charlie Adams catch that ball, and he became the 3rd wide receiver. Then Darius Watts became the 4th wide receiver, and you were talking about Jerry Rice earlier. Jerry Rice, if he had stayed here, would have been the 5th wide receiver, and they decided that wasn't a direction that any of them wanted to go.
Yeah, and that would have been a situation in which he would have gotten into the game for 4 or 5 plays, maybe. 3rd down and 11 from the 14-yard line. Plummer throws. That is caught. Taken down is Charlie Adams. He lost the ball. Was it out of bounds? Yes. Before McLean can get there, the ball had gotten to the boundary, and so Denver is able to maintain possession.
The Kansas City Chiefs are in a 3-3 nickel defense on that one. They've been mixing up 4-man line and 3-man line. Pretty close.
Yeah, this is going to be close, and this is reviewable. Well, as he gets possession, his shoulder, you can see the official who makes the call is behind him, looking at his back. Now take a look at it from this angle. I think he was out of bounds. Too late for any challenge right now. Elam for a 30-yard field goal with Jake Plummer holding. And with 7:50 remaining in the first period, Denver's on top. 3-0 over Kansas City.
On this job, you notice things. Like this new Steak Fanatic pizza. It's a big hit with the guys.
Steak Fanatic pizza. Mm-hmm. Man fuel. Cool.
Hey, hurry up! Only 23 figurines left, Hank! They're statues!
There's statues.
Introducing Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Angus steak piled on even more steak, smothered in cheese. Buy a medium for just $9.99 and heap on even more Angus steak for just $2. Hit the door. It's Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza.
I'm not what you would call a do-it-yourselfer. Like that time with my new HD TV. Well, thankfully, to get high-def programming from Comcast, I didn't have to install anything myself. One call and they did the rest. Now I get all these great HD channels, HD TV on demand, even an HD DVR, all without buying any expensive equipment. They really saved me from myself.
That was then. This is Comcast.
Introducing the new 2006 Envoy Denali. Behind this grille lies some of the most fuel-efficient technology available. Displacement on demand, saving fuel while still delivering the most standard horsepower of any midsize SUV. The new 2006 Envoy Denali by GMC.
The new season begins Thursday at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Next Monday, Charlotte is on the horizon. We'll be there as the Carolina Panthers try to get healthy, taking on Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers. Speaking of trying to get healthy, Green Bay and Carolina on Monday Night Football next week. 2 yards into the end zone, Dante Hall is going to come out with it. And Hall is tackled up at the 25-yard line. Keith Burns made the stop. Trent Green and the gang will have it when we come back. 7:45 left in the period. 3-0 Bronx.
Ron. I think that's great, but I just want to talk to you about these numbers. Well, if we don't get these sorted out, we're dead. If you can just help out a little bit with the... What are you doing over there? No, I haven't looked at the lingerie website yet. You know, the company checks all the emails. I'm not talking about it.
Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Lots of Wi-Fi users work in coffee shops, which aren't always the best places to work. Wouldn't it be great to work wherever you wanted instead of only in hotspots? Now you can with Verizon Wireless Broadband Access. Wi-Fi only works in limited locations, while Broadband Access is the nation's largest high-speed wireless broadband network and is expanding coast to coast. Now get unlimited access at a great price, so you won't get stuck in a not-so-hot spot. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
The crew of Serenity's newest passenger just might be more than they can handle.
So where's it writ that we gotta lay down our lives for her?
You wanna run this ship? Yes. Well, you can't.
Serenity, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
About halfway through the first period, Denver on top 3-0. The Broncos coming in with a mark of 1-1. Kansas City starting off 2-0 on top in the AFC West. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs from the 24-yard line. Priest Holmes is the running back. That's Sammy Parker, 18 in motion. And Holmes gets about 3. And John, Trent Green may be the first big-time athlete to play with a stent in his leg.
Yeah, he was talking about that last night. You know, they don't have a lot of data on that. He started having cramps in his left leg, and then his foot and his left leg went numb, And so anyway, they did test and found that he had a blockage in there. So they had to put a stent in the artery, and no one has ever played football with that. So their doctors are looking to see what happens, what you have to do, and they're not exactly sure.
Give it to Holmes on a draw. And the amazing thing is, too, it happened not that long ago. They didn't know what the deal was going to be. He had to go on blood thinners and then come off them, but he didn't miss any time at all. And he has been, since he started becoming a regular, just about indestructible.
They said because he's only 35, he didn't have to stay on the blood thinners as long as maybe someone else that had a stent put in their body would. And now all he is on aspirin therapy.
Michelle Tafoya is on maternity leave. Sam Ryan is with us tonight. We'll be hearing from Sam shortly. 3rd down and 4. Green throws caught by Dante Hall. And that's a first down. And Sam, what about the rest of that story? And welcome to you.
Well, thank you, Al. Well, because his situation is so rare, we're talking about Trent Green, his doctors are monitoring his situation closely. Every week, every Monday, he actually goes back to see the vascular specialist. They do a Doppler, which is pretty much a sonogram on the leg to check it out. They monitor the blood flow as well with the blood pressure. They put the cuff around it, just checking it out. Today is Monday. He didn't get it checked out today. They're going every 2 weeks now because he is making progress, Al.
Thank you, Sam. Green is 35 years old. Drafted by the Chargers in '93. Checks off underneath. Pass incomplete. Intended for Priest Holmes, and Green goes down. We were talking to Trent yesterday, John, and he's in that class of '93. Drew Bledsoe was the #1 pick overall. He got millions. Rick Meyer was second. He got millions. We saw Mark Brunell last week. He was in the 5th round. He got $55,000. Green in the 8th round, which doesn't even exist right now. We said to him last night, how much did you get? He said, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I was waiting for a number. I knew it would be a small number. He said that was the first year of salary cap, and they didn't have anything left.
Nothing. On 2nd and 10, and the flag comes in as Priest Holmes gets tackled by Al Wilson, and when the umpire throws it, you know what it means. Offensive holding against Kansas City.
Holding offense. Number 67. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Chris Bober.
I'm impressed with this Bronco defense early. They keep rotating these defensive linemen, but they're playing very sturdy inside. You know, we talked about how good Kansas City's inside is. Well, if Denver is going to play good on defense tonight, they're going to have to match up with those three. And so far, they've been doing very well.
So Champ Bailey in your shot. Coming down to the bottom of the screen. He made the big play last week. They were down 14-3. Bailey intercepted a Drew Brees pass on the first play of the 2nd half. And there is Champ. And that was the game-turning play in a Denver victory. Green to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez gets around the corner and gets forced out of bounds up at about the 33-yard line.
You know, you're talking about Champ Bailey, Al. In addition to those things, he's playing with a dislocated left shoulder. When he first got it, the trainer thought he'd probably miss 2 or 3 weeks. He didn't even miss 2 or 3 days of practice.
There's a harness, and he's also mic'd up. We'll be hearing from him from time to time.
Hey, here's the part that goes across his body, and this part connects to his arm so that it stops him from lifting his shoulder or having his shoulder be lifted above his head. His arm lifted above his head.
3rd down and 14. Green stepping up, surveying, and then the pass is incomplete. He one-hopped it to the former Bronco, Eddie Kennison, and Kansas City will punt for the 2nd time in the period. Dick Vermeil will be 69 years old the day before Halloween, coaching the Chiefs since 2001. His 5th year. He has not won a game in this stadium. 0 for 4 as the Chiefs coach, and he was 0 for 1 as the Eagles coach.
Yeah, we were talking about Darren Williams being an exciting corner. He's also exciting at this as a punt returner.
Had one run back for a touchdown last week that was called back because Steven Alexander had come out onto the field, and you got a marker thrown here before the snap.
Offense, number 29. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That'll move it back to the 28. Alexander was so excited last week, he ran onto the field as Williams was running a punt back, and it's a call you almost never see, but one of the officials threw a flag. It cost Williams a touchdown, but Denver, fortunately for them, able to score a couple of plays later.
And it's probably a call you'll never see again because of the call that you saw.
Mike Shanahan quoted as calling it a horrible call, and that cost him 20 G's. Williams is going to let it go, and it stays in bounds. And Colquitt, it's not a work of art, but it's an effective kick as it is down to the 20-yard line. 52 yards for the rookie out of Tennessee. 4:43 remaining in the opening period. Denver 3, Kansas City nothing.
He's closing up, fellas.
I do know that.
Sure took care of those two bad men.
What is that supposed to mean?
What's going on?
They thought they knew me.
You stay away from my family.
These are some bad men.
It'd be better if you just leave now.
Viggo Mortensen, Maria Bello, Ed Harris. A history of violence. What I gotta do to make peace? You could die. Rated R. Now playing in select cities.
48 degrees today in the Boston area, with some light clouds and possible late show.
You guys have to go everywhere with me?
Tom, we're figurative metaphors.
What?
We represent the 5 layers of Visa security that surround you in a pocket of protection.
Hi there.
Like fraud monitoring?
Verified by Visa.
Zero liability. Metaphors.
With Visa, you're protected.
Can metaphors pay?
No.
So, I could sit here and try all 42 pasta and sauce combinations.
You could.
You better not.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new mushroom Alfredo. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $7.95. Have all you want.
Tomorrow, the biggest stars and the biggest premieres are on ABC. At 9/8 Central, Oscar winner Gina Davis and Emmy winner Donald Sutherland in the show The Washington Post proclaims the season's best new drama.
We can save this country from her.
You are sorely mistaken.
Commander-in-Chief. Then at 10/9 Central, Emmy winners Shatner, Bergen, and Spader, and guest star Heather Locklear. Boston Legal.
I didn't kill my husband.
The premieres everyone will be talking about. Tomorrow starting at 9/8 Central only on ABC.
Here at Invesco Field, the visitors walk into the locker room and are greeted by that sign as if they should be surprised, exactly a mile above sea level. Hey, you know, if you're a visitor, you walk in and you say, it could be Aspen. Better than Aspen. Aspen's 8,000 feet. Here's Plummer going back on first down. And his pass is caught by Ashley Lilly, and a flag comes in at the end of the play after a 17-yard gain. A few more figure to be tacked on here.
You know, that's a problem with the visiting team coming in is the altitude. How do you adjust to the altitude? Does it affect you?
Press in your face, man. Defense. Number 25. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Greg Wesley, the safety.
And we know what Rod Smith does, and then Ashley Lilly is going to be here in the slot. Now, he's a speed guy, and if they're going to make a big play, it's going to be to Lilly. You see, he'll come here, be in the slot. They take Rod Smith, run his guy off, and then Ashley Lilly comes underneath on the out. But every big play that I saw in practice the other night was to Ashley Lilly.
17 plus 15 for a 32-yard gain. Reception plus penalty. Ball at the 48 on the other side of the 50. And now Mike Anderson to the 44-yard line. John is an old AFL guy. I mean, when you've got these two teams meeting, they've had some phenomenal battles through the years. Kansas City came in as the Dallas Texans for 3 years. And I think back to that 94 Monday night game. That's as good as it got. Kansas City and Denver.
And this whole division is about rivalries. I mean, you know, these two teams, and I remember how big it was when I coached the Oakland Raiders and came in here. We used to get booed getting off the bus. And then you go in and you see that sign in your locker room. They remind you Mile High. They remind you 5,000 feet above sea level. And they keep reminding you about the altitude.
And here's Anderson breaking one. Anderson inside the 10. Touchdown. Kyle Johnson, the fullback, was the guy who really sprung him out of the backfield. 44 yards and 6 points. And Vermeil has seen this all too often. as Denver has not only won all 4 over the last 4 years here, but have just run Kansas City into the ground on the ground.
Yeah, you're going to see Kyle Johnson, the fullback here, Al, as you said. He's going to be the lead blocker. They're in I formation. He's number 39 there. Boom, he gets that block right there. Tom Nail in the center gets to the second level, and that's enough. That's enough to spring Mike Anderson.
Plummer holding for Jason Elam, who has his 4th point of the game. And with 3:29 remaining in the opening period, Mike Anderson with a separated rib cartilage. And they've talked through the years, John, about Mike Shanahan. It's the zone blocking scheme. It's the way they do things. You can plug anybody in, and Shanahan seems to prove it year after year.
You know, and here you're going to see that zone blocking with the lead. You see that whole line, they all move as one. Then you get the fullback lead, and then you get it back with just a little patience to let them get on their blocks, let them get up to the second level, and Denver can get to a point in the game where they darn near do it perfectly.
Since Vermeil took over as the head coach at Kansas City 2001, look at that. I mean, take a look at the rushing yards allowed. 270 yards in that one game in 03, and the average, remember, in the NFL, the average per year per rush is normally 4.0, maybe 4.1. So you can see the primary reason why the Chiefs have flown home from here every year with unhappy faces.
Right, and they knew that, you know, to stop that run, to control it, you have to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. And Denver has had 2 drives where Kansas City didn't win the battle on defense at the line of scrimmage.
Now 4 yards in the end zone after the Sauerbrunn kickoff. Dante Hall, a flag is thrown behind the play. And Hall, for the moment, will bring it out to the 43-yard line, but there's a flag back up at the 19-yard line, and that one is going to go against Kansas City. Let's go to Sam.
Well, you guys were talking about the altitude here in Denver, a mile above sea level. How much is fact? How much is fiction? I spoke to an expert in the field of medicine and science. He pretty much told me, unless you are participating in high-impact aerobics in a long period of time, such as running, distance runnings, you really shouldn't be affected by the altitude here. He also told me there are some benefits to living and training at altitude. Your body produces more red blood cells. Some Olympic athletes even train here in Colorado. And keep in mind the Denver Broncos, they have the greatest disparity between home and road winning percentage since they came in the league, so there's something to it.
Yeah, this is true home field advantage. It's always worth an extra point, point and a half in the spread. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Larry Johnson is now in the game since this is the 3rd series. And the pass is deflected. Incomplete. Al Wilson came busting through the middle linebacker, 56, to get a hand on it.
Yeah, we talk about the big nickel when they bring in a 3rd safety instead of a 3rd corner. And you're going to see it. Sam Brandon is right here in Gonzalez. So he's getting up and he's hitting him right on the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to ride him. You see him, he's square on him. He bumps him right there within the 5 yards, just stays underneath, doesn't give Tony Gonzalez any room to breathe.
2nd down and 10 from the 10. And Johnson goes nowhere. Ian Gold is the first guy to hit him. And Denver comes away with the ball, but there's no signal yet. And obviously they're going to say he was down. Courtney Brown, number 98, takes it into the end zone, but the play was whistled dead up at the 13-yard line, and the officials now conferring. Was there a whistle?
Ian Gold made a big play on that. Talking to Mike Shanahan last night, and boy, was he happy to get Ian Gold back from Tampa Bay.
The umpire, you saw the umpire signal. It's Kansas City's ball, indicating that the play was blown dead. Take a look here. Did the whistle blow?
The ruling on the field is the play was a fumble, recovered by the defense. And
so indeed, it is a Denver recovery. There is no touchdown because the player was down at the 12-yard line and a huge early turnover.
And a big hit, as I said earlier, by Ian Gold. I mean, he came in and not only read that play perfectly, hit the hole perfectly, and then hit the ball.
And Larry Johnson commits the first fumble of his career. Vermeil is going to say, I want this looked at upstairs. He's going to challenge this.
Yeah, because they didn't rule down by contact. If they had ruled that he was down by contact,
Kansas
it couldn't be
City
challenged.
challenged the ruling on the field, but the play was a fumble.
So they'll take a peek. McCauley will go under the hood. We'll go to a break and back in a minute. 2:42 to the quarter. 10-0 Denver.
No Venetian blinds. That's why Geico.com is so simple. Or is it because you can get help if you need it and get a free rate quote in minutes? 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Simple as that.
Oh, man, a paper jam.
Paper jam. Get Pam. Get Pam.
I am.
We always get slammed with these paper jams.
Give it a good wham.
I couldn't find Pam, so I got Graham.
Why are we rhyming?
Guys, the presentation will be fine. We've got an easy button.
When it comes to making copies, every business has an easy button. It's called Staples. Our copy and print center can handle any job, big or small, when you need it done right.
Here's a diagram, ma'am.
Staples. That was easy. Come in and get color copies for just 39 cents now through November 12th.
Someone is saying yes instead of no to redeeming credit card miles. Find out who.
I'm on it.
No blacked out.
Brenda, you know we all say no. But I hear sometimes you say yes.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There are no blackout dates on any airline, anytime.
Should have worked at Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
Dick Vermeil figures, as we've looked at this in commercial, to lose this challenge. Clearly it's a fumble. One bit of brighter news for Vermeil is it won't be a touchdown, and that's not reviewable. He has challenged the fumble component, and you'll see Courtney Brown come away with it and go into the end zone, but the play was ruled dead at the spot at the 12-yard line.
See, Larry Johnson's a good running back, but that's one of his problems. Not the fumble, but running, standing straight up. You see how he went into the line? I mean, his entire body was exposed, as was the ball. Priest Holmes is just the opposite. I mean, Priest Holmes is down behind his shoulder pads, and all you get is knees and shoulder pads, nothing to hit. Larry Johnson, when he comes in, he's straight up, and you get a lot of hit. There's a lot of target there for Ian Gold to get.
Dick Vermeil is under the Mendoza line, which is hitting less than 200 in baseball, for those of you who remember Mario Mendoza. As you can see, 19.2%. He's been successful only 5 times in 26 challenges, and this is going to be 27. And he's still going to be 5 up.
And I think this is oh, excuse me, Al. I was going to say, I think this is a desperation one for Dick Vermeil here, down 10-0. You know, here at Mile High.
The ruling stands as ruled on the field. It was a fumble. Touchdown Denver.
And then the position that the Denver Broncos get the ball here on the 12-yard line. So this is, you know, looks like a score for Denver's right around the corner.
Now Shanahan's talking to McCauley. What Mike might be talking about here is, was Brown down, but you can't challenge down by contact is the problem. So Mike could have come in on the backside if you could challenge that and say Brown was never contacted and it should be a touchdown, but that's something you can't challenge.
Yeah, because he was ruled down by contact and they blew the whistle and stuff as he was running in saying that he was down. But again, Larry Johnson was not down.
2:42 to the end of the period. Mike Anderson is the running back. Plummer and company, 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. The fake, the bootleg. And Plummer throwing for the end zone. Touchdown to Rod Smith.
That is when Jake Plummer is at his best. when he can roll or bootleg and throw on the run.
Jake Plummer very proficient on play action and rolling, and the Chiefs were very vulnerable to that over the past couple of seasons. Strength against weakness there. Denver scored on its last 2 plays. Elam's extra point is good. So the Johnson fumble hurts. And Denver right now, 2:36 to go in the quarter, has a 17-0 lead.
Now here's the effect of the bootleg. You get the backs coming in. Now watch what that does to the whole defense. You see, they all react to the run. And then Jake Plummer is able to get out to the edge and find Rod Smith in the end zone. Anytime that Jake Plummer can get the edge, he is going to be very, very accurate. And you see Rod Smith, he started on the left side of the field, came all the way across the field because he had time to do that, because you see that Jake Plummer on this end of it is bootlegging. And he found him about halfway in the end zone and just led him right through it.
Plummer's second touchdown pass of the season. Smith's first touchdown reception. Last season, take a look at that. Peyton Manning, who play fakes all over the place with great proficiency, 145.1, and Plummer was next off the play fake. His pass rating 124 and change, and look at that. Kansas City, the Chiefs, the opponents had a 128 rating on play action passes, and of course when you're going to give up that number, you're going to lose a lot of games, and they lost 9 of them last season. Here is Dante Hall. Flag. Hall brings it back to the 25-yard line.
You know, and that's Denver Bronco and Mike Shanahan offense.
Holding, receiving team, number 51. 10-yard penalty, first down.
You know, that was what Mike Shanahan wanted to get back to. I mean, once, you know, he got the running game going, he gets Mike Anderson, you know, making a big run, and then he can go the bootleg, the play action, and this is Denver Bronco football right here.
You're Vermeil now. There's a lot of time, obviously, but how do you remain patient? You're down 17-0. What do you do with your game plan? How do you get your team back in the game?
Well, you know, you have to stay patient, especially here with this field position. Now, if you were out in midfield, you could say, well, it's about time to take a shot. But now when you get down to 10, you just have to work to get to midfield, and then you can let your patience go down a little.
From the 11. Of course, the crowd's been roaring since the outset. There's been a lot to cheer about. And this is Priest Holmes getting a couple. Tackled by Ian Gold. Holmes coming off 2 major injuries in the last 3 seasons. He had that hip injury, which a lot of people thought would be the end of his career. Came back, had a spectacular year. Then last year, he missed the second half of the season with a knee.
You know, the Denver Broncos have so much respect, though, for Priest Holmes, playing him over the years. I talked to a number of their players and coaching staff, and they say that Priest Holmes is one of the toughest running backs to tackle in the league.
Still is at the age of 31. Second down and 8. They toss it back to him. And he is tackled there by Ian Gold, shedding a blocker. And Ian Gold all over the place. Priest Holmes, who started his career with Baltimore, over 100 yards per game rushing. From scrimmage, 141.6. That's Marshall Faulk territory there. And the Chiefs' career record, over 5,400 yards on the ground, and 76 total touchdowns for Priest Holmes, a regular in Honolulu as well.
He's something special. This is that big nickel again with Sam Brandon in there.
Third down and 8. And the pass is incomplete. And that is coverage by Champ Bailey all over Sammy Parker. 3 and out. And the Broncos figure to get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Yeah, we talked about Kansas City's defense getting better. So far, Denver's defense looks very good. You know, Mike Shanahan was saying he wanted to get, you know, more defensive linemen, more depth. They're bigger. They're playing very solid, very fast linebackers. And then again with Champ Bailey and so on, a good secondary.
Already the third punt for Dustin Colquitt. His father, Craig, punted with the Pittsburgh Steelers and has 2 Super Bowl rings. Darren Williams fields at the 48, and the coverage is very good. Tackle made by Gary Stills. Champ Bailey is mic'd up. Have a listen.
The way they played up there in Kansas City, it ain't the same now. They playing a little different. They're not playing as hard. Yeah. I mean, but I ain't gonna relax on them. I'm gonna punish them. They still gonna run the ball now. They gonna run the ball. What was his, was he tight or was he wide on the drive?
Tight, real tight.
Did you play off? Okay.
No, they're not playing them like they did in Kansas City, where the Chiefs won last year 45-17 at Arrowhead. Plummer on first down. Plummer has that one swatted away, intended for Rod Smith, and Kawika Mitchell, the linebacker, got his hand on it.
You know, what I think they were talking about playing hard, that, you know, everything that Trent Green can do, and he does well. They don't have Willie Roaf now. They don't run the ball as well. And I think that's the thing that Kansas City, you know, with that offensive line and those running backs, they can pound it at you. And then after they pound you for a while, then Trent Green can be more effective. And I think what Champ Bailey was meaning is they're not playing. I mean, they're not doing those kinds of things to us.
On 2nd and 10. No gain on the ground here. Anderson again.
Kendrell Bell, number 99. He's one of those new guys that they brought in as a free agent, and he's very nimble. You know, I mean, he's a big body, weighs 250 pounds, but he has great feet. You see, here he is right here, and he can move real well, and he plays square. He has a bad shoulder, but he'll take on everything, keep it there, and then come off the block and still make a play.
Their biggest offseason defensive acquisition was Patrick Surtain, the corner out of Miami. Off the fake. Plummer under pressure, and that's a beautiful sack. Eric Hicks was able to get him. Plummer trying to escape to the outside, and Hicks got him around the ankles, and that is a 16-yard sack on a play that will end the first quarter. And what a quarter for the home team, the Denver Broncos, before a throng of 76,000. After the first 15 minutes of play, it is Denver 17, Kansas City nothing. And Monday Night Football resumes after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
With the next pick, the Patriots select Diet Pepsi machine?
I used to fill that machine. Come on, a vending machine? I thought Coach went nuts.
The kid can play.
Here come the Patriots.
Pepsi machine. Machine.
Machine's got hands. What hands?
Live football. Drink Diet Pepsi.
Nice play.
What? Why is Sirius the choice in satellite radio?
It feels like you get every song ever made. Rock, pop, hip-hop, no commercials.
We get a ton of music, no commercials.
It's comedy, no bleeps. You know what I'm saying?
If it involves a uniform, a stick, a ball, bang, it's right in there.
Bang, NFL is in there.
It's the best thing I ever put in my car. Next to him.
It's flat out better than regular radio.
It's more than just radio. It's Sirius satellite radio. Right now, get a Sirius satellite radio for just $49.95.
Amon Green, Brett Favre, and the Packers head to Carolina to battle Steve Smith and the Panthers. Monday Night Football, next Monday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
Life offers a simple formula for long-term success. Protect what really matters. Grow it with care. That's our approach to planning for your future at Prudential Retirement. For decades, we've used our strength to help people and organizations plan for retirement with intelligent retirement solutions designed to both grow wealth and protect it. Growth and protection. The strong and steady approach to retirement at Prudential Financial.
10 minutes of nonstop news in your wake-up weather tonight at 10.
Back we come to Denver. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Sam Ryan as we conclude week 3 of the 2005 season. 17-0 the Broncos, who begin the second quarter with a punt. Todd Sauerbrunn, now in his 11th season in the league, and one of the best in the league, to kick it away to Dante Hall. And what the Chiefs could use right now is a big Dante Hall run back. Very capable of it, obviously. Takes it at the 14, but nothing doing again. Very good coverage that time by the Broncos, and that's Mike Leach, who's the long snapper who got down the field to make sure Hall didn't go very far.
Kansas City only has 16 running yards and 26 passing yards, and they just haven't gotten into any kind of play calling rhythm yet. You know, you can't say, you know, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to throw the ball? Are they trying to run the ball? Are they trying to pound at them? And I think it's a matter of time. In the first quarter, they didn't get into a rhythm. Sometime during this game, and I think quickly, they will get into one.
And that was pretty telling. 13 more penalty yards than offensive yards. Trent Green will toss it back to Holmes, and Holmes is able to get around the corner. And it looked like he might get bottled up, but he turns it into an 8-yard gain. Michael Myers, one of 4 Cleveland Browns who came over. The Broncos went to Cleveland and got Gerard Warren, Courtney Brown, Michael Myers, and Ebenezer Ekubon all playing with the Browns. The Browns, of course, brought Romeo Crennel in. A lot of upheaval and change. They traded Reuben Drones for a couple of those guys. Take a look at that.
Yeah, and Michael Myers was just a throw-in. They wanted Ekubon, and then they wanted to get a draft choice, and they said, we'll give you Michael Myers. They just threw him in, and Mike Shanahan said he's a pretty good player for a throw-in.
They got everybody but Luke Rosa. Priest Holmes on 2nd and 2, up the middle, takes it up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they caught him in nickel, and that's what you want to do when you get a defense playing nickel on a running down. You want to be able to give it to the Priest Holmes. But watch this move here. I mean, that's very close to a jump cut when he hit that right step and then bounced over to the left. I mean, this guy can do these kinds of things. I mean, in between the tackles, he is something special. You know, and Kansas City hasn't thrown a screen pass yet, and I think they're getting into an area where they could because they're very good at screening.
Green is 5 out of 11 for only 26 yards. Holmes is the back. They're going to call Priest's number again, and this time he's bottled up as he crosses the 40-yard line by one of those ex-Browns and former Cowboy as well, Ekubon.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Trent Green was talking about last night is Priest Holmes goes wider on that stretch play. So he has to know who's in there, Larry Johnson or Priest Holmes. Larry Johnson will keep it a little tighter. And he said with Priest Holmes, he wants to get it out to the edge. And watch how Trent Green has to stretch. I mean, he has to darn near sprint out to get to that point of the handoff because Priest Holmes wants the ball wider.
Get to the outside more quickly. 2nd down and 8 from the 42. The short drop by Green, and then the pass is incomplete. And it's Champ Bailey covering Tony Gonzalez on the play. Bailey and the ball getting there together. And Bailey, the cornerback, spends a lot of time on Gonzalez one-on-one.
Well, you know, a year ago when they played here, he played Gonzalez when he was in nickel. Now, this time, he's just playing his normal corner. Gonzalez goes out there as a wide receiver, and Champ Bailey makes a great reaction on that slant. Champ Bailey says he doesn't want to be known as a cover corner. He wants to be known as a corner.
Or a complete corner. 3rd down and 8. And that is caught by Dante Hall, and Hall was able to get close to a 1st down, but doesn't have it. Dante Hall able to pick that one up off his shoe tops. Darren Williams with the coverage, but he can't get the 1st down. He's just shy of the 50-yard line.
And we're talking about the rhythm and, you know, get away from these 3 and outs, get something going. And I think that's why Dick Vermeil puts Dante Hall in there to give him some life, to get something going, and is just short of the 1st down there.
Do you, John? You're down 17. I'm just sitting here thinking, do you go for it?
Yeah, as an announcer, when I'm standing up here, I say yes. When I was a coach playing him here, I'll guarantee you I would have punted it.
That's the perfect way to put it.
It's a lot easier where we are than where he is.
Yeah. A short yard.
I saw what Dallas did the other day. In fact, I saw him do it a couple times. They just have a call, and they just all run up to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball on go, and go on a quarterback sneak. I think this is why you have Priest Holmes, though.
You do. And for the moment, the offense is going to stay out there. Of course, they could line up to go for it and try to draw Denver offside. A lot easier to do if it was in Kansas City than in Denver.
Now, I think when you're down 17-0, I think that, you know, Dick Vermeil is saying we got to make a statement here. We have to get something started, and this is our first opportunity to make a statement.
And they do indeed go for it, and they will get it. And when you have Priest Holmes, as you say, that's what he's there for. Priest Holmes over the 50-yard line, first down, move the chains.
Well, you think of all the touchdowns that Priest Holmes has scored on goal line, you know that he's going to be a good short yardage runner. And again, you know, they still have that Will Shields in the middle, Casey Wigman, Brian Waters, that good middle of the line. So he started to the right and then cut back to the left.
In Denver territory, 11:40 to go in the half. Empty backfield. Green, flag thrown, and Green throws it away. Trevor Price got into the backfield on the play.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be on Jordan Black. Jordan Black.
Number 65, 10-yard penalty, first down.
It is.
Yep. Jordan Black was trying to block Trevor Price. And again, it's the same old thing. When a guy gets you beat, you see, when he gets your outside shoulder and he gets his shoulder even with you, he's going to be beyond you. And now you see his feet are in terrible position. So when your feet get in bad position, then the only thing you can do is hold.
First down and 20 from the 41-yard line. They run a draw. And Holmes gets taken down, and that's John Lynch. Long-time Tampa Bay Buck. Played on their Super Bowl champions. Went to Stanford, 13th year in the league. And, of course, when you have a guy like him in the locker room, what a difference that makes.
Yeah, and, you know, we talk about a guy that's tough to tackle in Priest Holmes, and then we're going to show a guy there's a good tackler. So that's a pretty good matchup. I mean, John Lynch doesn't miss a lot of tackles. And that's what he's in there for. I mean, tackling from the secondary. I mean, he'll come up to the line of scrimmage sometimes, but tackling from the secondary, he's still as good as there is.
6 times a Pro Bowler. Green buys all the time he needs. Here comes the screen, and that's busted up as Holmes makes the catch, and Trevor Price got inside and takes him down as he makes the reception.
Trevor Price made a great play then. He's been all over the field. He's been a left end. He's been a left tackle. He's been a right end. And what you do is you start to rush. And then when you feel screen, you stop your rush and you go right down the line. You see him? He started to rush, felt screen, and got right down the line. And that's where he met Priest Holmes.
Hurt last year, missed a lot of time, makes a lot of money. There was some thought in the offseason they let him go. But all they did is surround him with Cleveland Browns. And he makes a great play here. It's 3rd down and 20 from the 41-yard line. Green, as he's moving backwards, got that one off, and the pass is incomplete, and Green goes down, and Gonzalez was covered as DJ Williams and Courtney Brown came in. So it looks like Kansas City gets something started. They go for it on 4th down and make it, but now they're going to have to punt for the 4th time in the game.
You know, and I don't think they were ready for that open backfield. You know, when they spread them out and you have a new left tackle there in Jordan Black and you leave him man-to-man on Trevor Price, that's about as tough as it gets for a left tackle with no one in the backfield to help you chip.
Charlie Adams back to receive this Colquitt kick. Flag is down. Fair caught at the 20-yard line. A flag is down up near the 50-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 41. Ineligible man downfield against Kansas City. They can tack him on at the end here.
Ineligible man downfield. Kicking team, number 55. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, timeout.
New rule in effect this year. Tacking on at the end of the run. Penalties helping to kill Kansas City to this point in the game. And a few other things. 17-0.
Happy anniversary!
There's an exciting new sound in travel. Introducing Ding. Get exclusive low fares sent directly to your desktop. Download it at southwest.com. There's an exciting new sound in travel. Introducing Ding. Get exclusive low fares sent directly to your desktop. Download it at southwest.com.
Introducing the midsize Nissan Frontier. Midsize truck, full-size hardware, goodbye compact.
I saw him last month at the movies.
You saw him?
Man, I've never seen him.
There he is!
Can I get your autograph?
You make that dad stuff look easy.
Hey, Bob, I love your speech about the birds and the bees.
wow.
And you're giving Bob Jr. driving lessons, too.
That was scary.
You cook for your kids every morning.
You cook?
Involve parents of the real heroes. They give kids the tools to succeed. See how at mvparents.com. Sponsored by Players Inc. and Coors.
You my daddy, Bob!
Are you ready for some football?
And that's the way we started tonight. Audience participation. The Rock flew in and got everybody wild. And of course, John, you know The Rock played at the University of Miami. He was on the same team with Warren Sapp and a lot of other guys.
Right, and he said he learned a lot from Warren Sapp. He played the other tackle. Warren Sapp was one tackle, and The Rock played the other tackle at Miami.
Number 25. Plummer to the outside, and Rod Smith has been a busy man tonight. That's about a 7-yard gain. And Smith, who also has a touchdown tonight, has now caught 4 for 44 as he hones in on 10,000 career yards. Derek Johnson, part of that revamped Chiefs defense. He was the 15th guy picked in the draft out of Texas. First rounder, of course. And he's been a starter. And they penciled him in as a starter the minute they drafted him.
And you talk to Gunther Cunningham, the defensive coordinator, and Dick Vermeil. They think he's really going to be something special.
And here's Anderson with a little burst and a first down. Again, with the block by the fullback Kyle Johnson, and it's a first down up at the 41-yard line.
Now, Mike Anderson's a tough guy. I mean, you know, if you've ever had a rib injury, anytime you move, it goes right to that point. I mean, if you sneeze or you twist or you do anything, he's wearing a flak jacket. He's wearing a special thing in there, and then the tough thing about that is you can't feel the ball up against your body. I'll tell you, it's not affecting him tonight at all, is it?
No, Anderson is in the service, so he didn't even come into the league until he was almost 27 years old as a rookie. That pass is caught on the outside by Darius Watts, their number 4 wide receiver. He's tackled there by Dexter McLean. Another first down, and we go to Sam Ryan again. Sam.
And Al, you mentioned, you and John were mentioning the flak jacket that Mike Anderson wore last week. He actually told me pregame he was going without it this week because as a running back, you like to keep the ball tight to your body, but the flak jacket was just so bulky. Not only could he not feel the ball, he would force it up a little bit. Now, keep in mind, he did have a fumble against the Chargers last week. He doesn't want to blame it on the jacket, but told me that's not going to happen again. And he did tell me he had a cortisone shot last night, gentlemen.
For the moment, he's going to come out, and Ron Dane, the Heisman Trophy winner of Wisconsin and the former New York Giant, will see immediate action. Number 33, Dane to the 43-yard line. Of course, the Giants picked him, thought he'd be part of the Thunder and Lightning with Barber. And, of course, when you pick that high and you win the Heisman and you don't make it, you're known as a bust. But I guess if you're going to be a bust, you come to Colorado, where it's Pikes Peak or bust. Well, at least he's got another chance.
You're right, and I talked to him the other day about it, and he says he loves it here. You know, because it's not, fancy type of running. And the way Mike Shanahan teaches a run is you take the ball, you make one cut, and you go. You don't make any more cuts. He said that's the same thing that he did at Wisconsin.
Zone blocking, second down and 6. He stays in the game to block here. Plummer rolling, has room, slides to the 36-yard line, and that's another first down for the Denver Broncos.
That's a big thing in any offense when you can get first downs from your quarterback. You expect him, to get, first downs when you throw it, when you run the ball to your back. But when he can take off and run and get a first down, that is a big extra dimension. It really is.
Well, he's in his 9th year in the league. Of course, he's known as the Snake from his days at Arizona State, when he did a lot of that sort of stuff.
He has a lot of hair.
Yes, he does. More than ever this year from the 37-yard line. Plummer with a straight drop and a conventional deep ball that's incomplete. Ashley Lally had gotten out in front and couldn't get underneath it. He'd beaten Patrick Surtain, the former Dolphin.
Yeah, and then Patrick Surtain was in man because they came on a blitz on that play, and it was a perfect thing. That was a call that they were looking for to get him in man. They wanted a big play. They were going to take a shot. They have very good field position to take a shot, and the guy they're going to take that shot to is Ashley Lilly.
Lilly last year, 17 receptions of 30 or more yards, #1 in the league. Again, I mentioned before, an average of over 20 yards per catch. So he's the guy to take a shot with 2nd down and 10. Plummer's going to escape. And the old snake showing some of those old ASU moves to the 33-yard line.
Well, and he had a move inside because Kansas City was in a 3-man line. The Chiefs have been jumping from a 4-man defensive line to a 3-man line. Here you're going to see Kendrell Bell is going to come on a blitz on the left side. Jake feels or sees that and knows that he has an opening inside on the right side.
3rd down and 6. And Plummer's going to talk it over. Timeout taken by Shanahan's gang. 6:09 to the half. 17-0 Broncos.
Ride in the car, take me ride in the car, take me ride in the car. I want to go ride in the car. Click, clack, open up the front door, flip, clack, open up the back door. Front, back, clickety, clack, riding in my car. Engine it goes, turn my keys, step on the starter. I want to blow the horn, I'm gonna let you blow the horn.
These orders need to get to San Diego on Friday. Any thoughts?
Come on, people, it's 4th and goal with 3 seconds on the clock.
Excuse me, but I think you're being a bit liberal with the football terminology. Just go with FedEx Ground for your everyday shipping. Reliability for less than you think.
FedEx Ground. Reliability for less than you think.
Timeout taken by the Denver Broncos. They lead 17-0. It'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up for Denver at the 33-yard line. Next week we go to Charlotte. Week 4 concludes. The Green Bay Packers trying to get off the schneid of all things, 0-3 against Carolina. In Mexico next week on Sunday night, it's Arizona against San Francisco. They'll play that one in Mexico City.
Well, they have an empty backfield, and Jake Plummer's back there in the shotgun. He really feels comfortable in this formation.
And Kansas City's going to blitz. They put the heat on him, and that pass is incomplete. So they put the pressure on him, and of course that's the danger with the empty backfield. That's what you're going to have, a situation where if you get the pressure, you're forced to throw it away. And now Jason Elam will come in to attempt what will be about a 51-yard field goal.
And we knew that they were going to do that. Gunther Cunningham told us last night if they want to go shotgun and go empty, we're going to blitz them, and Jake Plummer's going to get a headache.
Last week he missed 2 field goals. Sauerbund was the holder. So here's Plummer, who was the holder in Arizona State and held last year when Elam was hurt, for Micah Noor, and Jason Elam bangs one through. Jason Elam, lifelong Bronco, 12th year, 3rd round pick out of Hawaii, bangs another from well beyond. 20-0.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
such a great team. Being your dad is awesome.
Dad, you're the greatest. Hey.
Wow, that looks cool.
What?
Make your ideal trip a reality on Expedia with extra savings when you book your flight and hotel together.
Expedia.com.
Introducing the midsize Nissan Frontier. Midsize truck, full-size hardware, goodbye compact.
The President of the United States.
The Washington Post proclaims it's the best new drama. TV Guide proclaims this gets our vote. Gina Davis, Donald Sutherland, Commander-in-Chief, premieres tomorrow, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
And coming off that promo, Gina Davis is here with us in Denver. The show starts tomorrow night. Do I call you Madam President or can I call you Gina?
Well, you know, you may call me Gina.
At least for tonight.
But just until tomorrow, because tomorrow I become the president.
One of the most accomplished actresses of our generation, Academy Award winner, as the kick will go through the end zone. So I'm curious. I mean, you made your mark, of course, in motion pictures. You've done some television. They come to you with this idea. A woman president. What's your first reaction?
I'm doing it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think it's a fantastic, you know, it's the role of a lifetime. It's, you know, to be the first actress to play the first female president. It's just an awesome thing. And I hope you all realize what a big fan I am. I know what you wear, and I dressed appropriately.
Yeah, I see you got the message about the uniform.
I did. I watch, guys.
You don't have an old yellow blazer in the closet, right?
No.
From the 20-yard line, Kansas City starts this drive. Larry Johnson is the running back. 20-0, Denver on top. Green over the middle, and that's caught up at the 35-yard line. And Eddie Kennison picks up about 20 up to the 40-yard line. Donald Sutherland plays the Speaker of the House.
He is the Speaker of the House, and he's my nemesis in the show. You know, he's trying to bring down my administration so that he can take over. So yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, it's incredible to have an actor like that in the show, and we got a great cast.
How many episodes have you shot to this point?
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
I really am. It's gone to my head. I think I am the president now.
Now you're talking.
You don't call You don't call your agent anymore. You call a Secret Service agent.
That's right.
You know, Gina, as Larry Johnson gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, Hollywood and politics mix. I mean, Ronald Reagan was the president. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the governor.
That's right.
You are an extremely intelligent woman, as everybody who's watched you knows through the years. Will you get into real politics someday? Is that something that's possible?
I figure if I could get 2 terms out of the show, that I'm ready to go, you know, straight into the real thing. I think that's enough practice.
I'll bet on it. Gina, thank you so much. I know you're on your way to New York for Good Morning America tomorrow.
It, guys.
Terrific. Okay, much success.
Thank you.
That's caught by Eddie Kennison on the outside, a little shy of the first down. Commander-in-Chief debuting tomorrow night on the American Broadcasting Company.
And we talked about that rhythm that the Chiefs have to get in. You know, that I mean, they're down 20-0. You know, at some point they're going to, and then you just have to. You'll get those first points that are always the toughest, and then build there.
3rd down and 2 with 4:20 to go in the half. And that is caught. First catch of the night is made by Chris Wilson, one of the 3 tight ends, and that'll move the chains and give them the ball in Denver territory.
I think Trent Green is getting a lot more pressure from this Bronco defense than he really expected. You know, early in the game, it looked like he had a pretty clean pocket, and since then, it looks like there's always been a Bronco kind of chipping at him every time he goes back to throw. I think both teams should probably take that empty backfield and just kind of junk it for right now, because they're really getting pressured in it, and they're not able to protect it.
4:01, clock rolling again here. 1st and 10, the ball at the 46-yard line. Green has only thrown for 65 yards in the half on 18 passes. You've got action up front. You have a flag. Going to be against the defense. Michael Myers came across the line, so it'll be 1st down and 5 after the penalty.
Offside, defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Champ Bailey mic'd up.
You hold it, you hold it. See that? Can't do that. Trevor. Give me that. Oh. Crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
That's what Champ thinks when you put a tight end out on him and try and run a slant on him, and he's one of the best corners in all football. You have to be crazy to do that.
99 straight starts despite the dislocated shoulder, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Sammy Parker.
You know, we talked about Darren Williams earlier, starting his first game at corner and being so confident. I don't think, and I'm not sure of this, but I don't think that the Chiefs have caught a pass on him yet. I mean, this one here was pretty good, and you just say it just bounced through. But I'm not sure that they've caught one yet.
I think you're right. Darren Williams played his college ball at Oklahoma State.
You know, you just watch him in practice, and you know the way he runs and moves and plays it. He's something special.
2nd and 5. Green buys time. A little slide to his right. That's Richardson making the catch, but they're short of the 1st down here as we tick down to 3 minutes. Champ Bailey in on the stop, and Bailey is hurt. Champ Bailey comes up, and this time he's reaching for his hamstring. Remember, the problem has been the shoulder. This is a whole other issue.
Yep, that's, as you say, that's a left hamstring, and the Kansas City Chiefs knew about the dislocated shoulder, so they wanted to make Champ Bailey tackle. They wanted to test him. They were going to run at him, throw this type of pass where he has to come and make the tackle on the big guy. And of course, it looked like, you know, I mean, it wasn't the shoulder, as you said. He grabbed the left leg.
So Champ Bailey, as was the case in Miami, he had to come out, and when you hear him bark like that, you know he knows it's not real good.
No, because every time, you know, he takes a step there, he can feel it now. So that has to be a hamstring.
Check his right leg as he makes the tackle.
We were talking to Champ Bailey the other day about not being a cover corner, wanting to be a complete corner, and he said, you know, when you say someone is a cover corner, it means they're not very tough and they don't tackle. He is tough and he tackles.
So now Lenny Walls has to come in. Walls had lost his starting job before the game to Darren Williams, but now he has to come in for Bailey, and on 3rd and 2 they do get the 1st down as Eddie Kennison gets rolled out of bounds at the 34-yard line by Darren Williams, and a flag is down at the end of the play.
There was something happening way out of bounds here in the Denver sideline.
Terry McAuley was the referee in the Super Bowl last year, which means he graded out extremely well.
There's no foul on the play for a scuffle after the play. 1st down.
No foul for a scuffle.
If you have a scuffle, you have to have a foul.
Mini scuffle.
But see, there's a scuffle right there. He came in on Ferguson. That's what I was saying. That was on the Denver bench inside, and that was about 10 yards off the playing field. Now that's a scuffle that was flagged and should have been penalized.
Unscuffled. Larry Johnson is the running back here. He's going to swing to the outside, but Trevor Price says,
Trevor Price is something special tonight. We talked about him earlier. We saw him play left defensive end, left defensive tackle, right end, not get fooled by anything. Of course, he's playing there against Jason Black, who's taken Willie Roaf's place. But being able to take on a block, come off a block, come down the line, and make a tackle like that is still pretty good.
They miss Roaf. 2-minute warning. 20-0 Denver.
Hi, I'm Jerry Jones. If you're like me, you can't get enough football. Of course, if you were like me, you'd have an owner's box, a field pass, and a 12-person hot tub shaped like Texas Stadium. That's right. And you'd have VCast from Verizon Wireless. I like to watch clips of my favorite players. I love football.
VCast, the only way to watch broadband quality entertainment like ESPN clips and more, where and when you want. And right now, a cool LG 8100 is just $99.99, only from Verizon Wireless.
I'm Carlito Brigante. You don't never want no beef with me.
In a world of greed and revenge, the only way you survive is knowing the rules of the street. Carlito's Way, Rise to Power on DVD Tuesday.
On this job, you notice things. Like this new Steak Fanatic pizza. It's a big hit with the guys.
Steak Fanatic pizza. Mm-hmm. Man fuel. Cool.
Hey, hurry up! Only 23 figurines left, Hank! They're statues!
There's statues.
Introducing Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Angus steak piled on even more steak, smothered in cheese. Buy a medium for just $9.99 and heap on even more Angus steak for just $2. Hit the door. It's Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza.
Great beer. Smooth, clean, cold, refreshment. At Coors, it all starts up here. Way up here.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Enterprise rental car for the game.
Yeah, they pick us up. Free.
Free pickup. They ought to be number one.
They are number one.
So if Enterprise is number one, why don't they have these?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Week 3 highlights, plenty of them. Tim McGraw's I Like It, I Love It. Tim's lyrics for that 60 seconds with Jimmy Kimmel coming up on the halftime show. 2nd and 10 now. Larry Johnson is the running back. He's offset. They have one timeout. And you've got DJ Williams coming in. Was there
was a timeout before the John Lynch took a timeout before the ball was snapped. He was the safety, and he turned to the official back there and took a timeout, and the official was waving his arms before the ball was snapped.
Prior to the snap, Denver requested and is granted their second charge timeout.
So Lynch didn't like his defensive alignment. And back we go to the 2-minute warning.
Oh, man, a paper jam.
Paper jam. Get Pam. Get Pam.
I am.
We always get slammed with these paper jams.
Give it a good wham.
I couldn't find Pam, so I got Graham.
Why are we rhyming?
Guys, the presentation will be fine. We've got an easy button.
When it comes to making copies, every business has an easy button. It's called Staples. Our copy and print center can handle any job, big or small, when you need it done right.
Here's a diagram, ma'am.
Staples. That was easy. Come in and get color copies for just 39 cents now through November 12th.
Pro football. A game for the ear and the eye. A 3-hour carnival of color, sound, and action.
NFL Sunday Ticket provides the most NFL games anywhere, up to 200 in total, and it's only available from DirecTV.
For the player, victory makes the game glorious. For the fan, glory is the game.
Sign up now and get 4 free months of DirecTV's best programming package. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You've waited, you've dreamed, and now it's finally back. Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster. The only time of year to enjoy all the shrimp you can eat. Don't miss Endless Shrimp right now, only at Red Lobster.
Last Wednesday, over 31 million people got lost.
Hey!
This Wednesday at 8/7 Central, it's your chance to see the encore presentation of the smash hit season premiere. Then at 9/8 Central,
Lower your gun.
the fate of all will be revealed.
Where's King?
On an all-new Lost. And at 10/9 Central,
Do you not see what's going on here?
television's #1 new show, an all-new Invasion. This Wednesday, it all starts at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Denver took a timeout, and John Lynch had good reason for it.
Here's John Lynch, and here's what he sees right here. There's no one covering the slot receiver. If he doesn't take a timeout, he only has one guy to cover 2 on that side.
2nd and 10, and now you've got movement again.
Offside. Defense, number 61, unevaded the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Gerard Warren, who was the 3rd overall pick in the 2001 draft, Cleveland Browns.
You know, I was saying earlier, the toughest points to get are always the first one. So this is big for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I think they have to get in here, and before the half, they have to get something on the board.
2nd down and 5. Shift 4 guys. Green, quick drop, quick pass. Kennison breaks 2 tackles, breaks a 3rd, and Eddie Kennison, who a few years ago told Mike Shanahan, I just don't want to play anymore, and they had to get rid of him, winds up in Kansas City, and that's a big play for 26 yards.
Yeah, this is where Champ Bailey would be right now. Trent Green knows that, so he's going to throw the slant right here to Eddie Kennison. He knows when you take a corner out and you have to replace someone, go right there to that area.
1st and goal now from the 4-yard line. Johnson cannot get around the left side. Trevor Price in on the stop. What's the story on Champ Bailey? Here's Sam.
Well, the latest on him is a left hamstring strain. He is questionable. His return, tried to put some weight on it, but he left. He went back to the locker room, gentlemen.
I'd be stunned the way he went off the field if he gets back in the game tonight.
Yeah, the only thing you have on chance you have on those is sometimes they're a cramp, but if they're a pull, there's no way he's going to be back.
2nd down and goal. 45 seconds remaining. Green surveys, gets hit. Ebenezer Ecubon takes him down after he got slapped in the helmet. Somebody came by, and Green had to duck down, and down he goes. And they're going to take their final timeout on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, there's been someone there on Trent Green all the time. You can see here, he's looking out to the right. Eddie Kennison kind of slips coming off the line. Trent Green, I think, was trying to go out there to Eddie Kennison, and then Ecubon comes in and gets him. See him look to the right, then he tries to step up. Now, usually that's a clean area, but the Broncos are stunning or right into it. You know, this is, I mean, I know what the Chiefs are doing. I mean, they're rotating Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson, and they have Priest Holmes for 2 series and Larry Johnson for 1. And, you know, that's all fine. I think down here you have to have Priest Holmes in the game. I mean, this is where he is a better runner, a stronger runner, a lower runner. The things that Larry Johnson does well, you don't need here. The things that he doesn't do well, you do need here.
Agreed. This is where you say forget the rotation. We got to get back in the game. We got to get our best people out there. 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. Kennison starts in motion to the inside. Green has time to the corner of the end zone and too high. So despite missing Champ Bailey, Larry Johnson was the intended receiver. Lynch was over. The safety providing the coverage in the corner of the end zone. It's 4th down and goal.
Yeah, one thing about, you know, starting Darren Williams over Lenny Walls, but then when Champ Bailey goes back, they can bring Lenny Walls in there. So Lenny Walls was a starter the first couple of weeks of the season. So now you have, you know, 2 corners that are okay. You don't have your great one in Champ Bailey.
This will be a 28-yard attempt for Lawrence Tynes, who succeeded Morton Anderson last season. And they do get on the board, but it's still a 3-possession game. 24 seconds remaining, and it's not 20-3. And we can tell you that Monday Night Football from Denver is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Nissan reminding you to shift the way you move through the world. And Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Aerial coverage tonight. Great shots looking down into Invesco Field, provided by Goodyear. Time goes by so fast, John. Coming to Denver all those years and talking about a new stadium, and it just seemed forever. And then they finally get it built, and it's already the 5th season here.
Right, and then remember the old one. You know, when they first started, they called it an erector set, and then they just kept building on and building on and building on, and then they said we need a new stadium. We can't build on anymore. and they build this, and like you say, it just seems like a year or two we were at Mile High.
Unbelievable. 5th season for the Broncos here.
There's Andre Patterson right there. He's the new defensive line coach, who also, we talked about the defensive lineman that came over from Cleveland. Andre Patterson was a defensive line coach that also came over from Cleveland, and there was a coaching change there, and Andre was available, and Mike Shanahan wanted to get him. Mike said when someone changes from a 4-man line to a 3-man line, that's a good time to go get one of their linemen.
Brought everything from Cleveland but the Terminal Tower. Charlie Adams takes it 8 yards deep in the end zone. They'll run out the clock. Will the Broncos? In all likelihood, Mike Anderson scored this touchdown, busting one on the ground, and then Jake Plummer rolling to his right. Hit Rod Smith there. It was quickly 17-0, and Ian Gold made his presence felt. Trent Green spending a lot of time on the grass, and it's been all Denver in the half. (20-3) with 24 seconds. Will they take a shot or just be content to wrap it up on the ground? And they'll be content to wrap it up and take that 17-point lead back in to the locker room.
Yeah, as you say, it's still a 3-possession game for the Kansas City Chiefs, but I think that was a thing, getting a field goal before the halftime. Not a big thing, but it was a thing.
Last week they were down 14-3 and the crowd booed the Broncos off the field. Tonight they cheer them off the field. They're up 20-3. Coming up next will be the Toyota halftime show when we come back to Denver after this message from the National Football League and a word from our ABC stations.
Remember, Addy, never too early to go for a kicker. If I were you, I'd pick up Jeff Fiegels. Fiegs or Tom Tooper, one or the other.
Hey. With the 3rd pick, Team Copernicus selects LaDainian Tomlinson.
Nice pick, kid. Join a league or start one up. Free fantasy football at NFL.com.
Where in the heck is my agent?
LP's off the board, fellas.
Thursday at 8/7 Central.
Love you.
With Alias at its new night and time. Expect more.
I'm pregnant.
A brand new life begins.
I'm not safe. Neither is my baby.
Jennifer Garner, the Alias season premiere. Then, reporter Carl Kolchak seeks the answers to the questions that haunt him.
Something terrible is happening.
The series premiere of Night Stalker, Thursday starting at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Entonces, mis amigos americanos, ¿están disfrutando su estadía en México?
Hector, this is the life. The sun, the surf.
Las señoritas.
Olé. Hey, where's Griswold? Well, you know how they say don't drink the water? Oh, no. Yep.
¿Dónde está Esla? Toilet paper!
Ay, yo soy estúpido.
Por favor!
Nice night for a Bronco win. All the details after the game.
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward. Here now, Al Michaels.
17 first quarter points for Denver, and the Broncos trying to go to 2-1. Lead undefeated Kansas City 20-3. At halftime in Denver, a lot of action yesterday in week 3. You know, every week we have Tim McGraw putting lyrics to his hit song, I Like It, I Love It. And, of course, the 2 biggest surprises in the league this year would figure to be Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. They'll take center stage. Here's Tim.
The best the NFL has to offer, served up Monday night style. Hold your breath, everybody. Man, oh man, what a day. A rookie Cadillac breaks a 50-year-old NFL mark. Cadillac off to the races. Get it! Get him! LT's giant show and gave the Bolts some much-needed spark.
LT's gonna throw it. Touchdown, San Diego!
The Vikes finally wake up. Old Dante still got game. 3 kickers winning, even one that pulled up lame. 5 picks for defense in another Cincy win. Best start in years, time for river dancing. 'Cause I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard, I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is, about to push it and to shove it. But I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
The 100th touchdown of his career.
They always have the horses, now the Colts have a big time day.
Pressure coming from Brady. He got it.
Dallas takes a 3rd straight game right up to the bad lady.
Touchdown, Cowboys. The game's back on.
Brady goes to Steeltown, puts it in the Big Ben streak. 4 TDs for Sean, not for the season, just this week. Smith walked the tightrope for the Jags in OT. And everything's a clicking for Marks and company. 'Cause I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard, I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is about the sling it and the running, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. Hines Ward goes 85 yards, touchdown.
TJ ducked in, touchdown Atlanta.
'Cause I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I try so hard, I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is, about to push it and to shove it. But I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
A sensational catch. Adam Archuleta with an 85-yard return for a touchdown. The Rams are on the board. Boom! Game on. Never say you've seen it all in this National Football League.
What if the air were clean again? Would the grass be greener? Would you travel further? Would you live longer? Would the day never end? Would you see forever? If the air were clean again. What if all cars released 80% fewer smog-forming emissions? Hybrid Synergy Drive from Toyota. The power to move forward.
Tomorrow, the biggest stars and the biggest premieres are on ABC. At 9/8 Central, Oscar winner Gina Davis and Emmy winner Donald Sutherland in the show The Washington Post proclaims the season's best new drama.
We can save this country from her.
You are sorely mistaken.
Commander-in-Chief. Then at 10/9 Central, Emmy winners Shatner, Bergen, and Spader, and guest star Heather Locklear. Boston Legal.
I didn't kill my husband.
The premieres everyone will be talking about. Tomorrow starting at 9/8 Central only on ABC.
Denver 20, Kansas City 3 at the half. We opened up with a surprise live guest in Denver tonight when The Rock came out and asked 75,000 Bronco fans if they were ready for some football, and they responded in kind. Jimmy Kimmel is along now. Jimmy has his own surprise guest. 60 seconds with Jimmy Kimmel.
Thanks, Al. Great day of games on Sunday, but a frustrating time for Brett Favre, who is 0-3 for the first time in his career. Here to talk about how great quarterbacks get through a slump, three-time Super Bowl champion, Dallas Cowboys legendary Hall of Fame quarterback, Clay Aiken. Clay, how do you work your way out of a rough patch like this?
Well, for me, Jimmy, it's about getting back to the basics, throwing the football.
Take us through the mechanics of throwing a football.
Well, it's a lot like singing a song. You want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, point your front foot in the direction of the throw with your back at a 45-degree angle. I keep 2 fingers off the laces. You might want to run it.
Let me run it, yeah.
Bring the ball up to your ear with your arm at a 45-degree angle, and then snap your wrist when you throw the ball to make a spiral, kind of like this.
Wow. Let's look at that again in slow motion. A perfect pass. Take it from Clay Aiken. The key to breaking out of any slump, get back to the basics. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Join me and Clay later tonight with Scott Kahn, Weezer, and some goats. Seriously.
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward. We'll return with a second-half kickoff after this from our ABC stations.
An all-new full hour of Jim, Tuesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
George Clooney. Never before has he let the outside world inside his private, jaw-dropping Italian villa. But this Thursday, George Clooney finally opens his doors. He'll even take you up to the master bedroom. Don't miss this Diane Sawyer primetime exclusive Thursday.
Coming up on 7 News after the game, are they serving too much alcohol at sporting events? Some Denver fans say yes, and now they are gaining support. Then, in-store liquor tastings. Customers and vendors want them. Tonight, Denver decides whether they'll continue.
A warm day on the way for Tuesday, but then big changes. Details after the game.
Then,
but we're going to pick up the pieces.
7 News Lionel Bienvenu heads home to New Orleans to unite with his family. 10 minutes of nonstop news begins after the game.
Nothing takes a beating better than a Stainmaster carpet. So for beauty that lasts, insist on Stainmaster. Ask for Stainmaster carpets and rugs.
Right now at Carpet Exchange, get 3 rooms of Stainmaster carpet for just $5.99 installed. That's 3 rooms of Stainmaster, just $5.99 at any of our Front Range locations. Carpet Exchange, your floor store. Always 10% lower than the competition.
I've been thinking a lot about McDonald's double cheeseburgers lately. The perfect melding of 2 juicy burgers, 2 slices of cheese, 2 halves of a bun. It's kind of like me and my girlfriend, you know, the 2 of us. Except the double cheeseburger only cost me $1 on the dollar menu. I guess that's where the similarities end. I'm cool with that.
Want to know why so many people have opened new accounts at First Bank? They want free checking with no minimum balance and no monthly service charges, just like you.
Thanks, Kim. I had no idea it would be so easy to open up a free checking account.
First Bank is all about convenience.
We need some cash.
Dad, just use your Visa check card. Come on, let's go.
Hey, why don't you try this?
First Bank. Check them out. How's that?
Good.
10 minutes of nonstop news in your wake-up weather tonight at 10.